This is Beverly.
Hello.
She's a 64-year-old grandmother who works from her suburban home.
What's happening, Bev?
What's happening? I'm just waiting for a client. He's just rang. He's early. He should have been 11 o'clock, so he's well early. He'll knock on the door, and then I'll take him upstairs, offer him a drink, and take his money. And then I don't know how long he's staying for though. No, he won't be long. Do I look alright?
You look lovely.
Okay. You sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Beverly had invited me to her house to interview her, but when I arrived we were interrupted by a client, 20 years younger than her.
Right, he's here for about half an hour. Just gonna get him a little drink of water. Cheers. See you in a ticky mo.
Have fun.
Behave yourselves. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
I'd come here to find out about Beverly's life as a mature escort, but I found myself waiting awkwardly in her kitchen as she had sex with a stranger above my head.
Sorry about that, Chad.
That's all right. How was that?
It's very nice, actually. It's very... Yes, it was,
My name's Charlie Russell. I'm a documentary filmmaker, and I discovered that all over the country there are women in their senior years choosing to top up their pensions by working as escorts.
Can I ask how old you are?
It's not illegal to sell sex or to pay for it, and all of these women are easy to find on the internet.
And what sort of time would work for you?
I wanted to know what would make someone decide to become an escort in their later years. Why so many men my age were choosing to see these women. And most of all, what effect doing this job would have on their lives, their relationships, and their families.
What a lovely morning.
I travelled out into the countryside to meet a grandmother who had decided to become an escort in her 50s.
Dogs! I live in a discreet place. I choose not to have neighbours because it makes my life a lot easier. Also, I can have vehicles coming in and out of my property without anybody noticing they're doing that, which is important.
6 months ago, Sophie moved to an isolated rural community to set up a new life working full-time as a mature escort.
On my 50th birthday, I flew a jet, rolled it in the sky. I loved it, it was fantastic. I took up abseiling, sword fighting. I just started ticking boxes. But the one box I really liked to tick was the sex one.
She told me that each month up to 100 men pass through this door, but so far none of Sophie's neighbours have any idea what she does.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, lovely to see you.
She's decided to wear a mask to obscure her identity.
Disengaged. Please re-enter your credential and lift the handle to securely lock.
When I first met Sophie, she just finished with a client, young enough to be her son.
Can I ask, what did you do?
Well, he wanted a mature lady experience.
How old was he?
34.
34. Do you get lots of young gentlemen?
Yes, thank God. No, I do get quite a few young gentlemen because it's in a lot of people's sort of tick boxes.
Does that make it a sort of... Is that a fetish or is it a...
No, a lot of younger guys have had a mature lady fetish thing ever since they were little boys.
Her new location has proved a big hit with all sorts of clients, from passing truck drivers to international businessmen.
Hi, Trevor. Yeah, what sort of time do you have in mind? Okay, yeah, no, that'd be fine. And how long will that be for? Half an hour you can manage this time. No, all right, look forward to seeing you. When you're 50, I thought I was going to be on the scrap heap, but I have such a renewed energy. What a sort of accolade it is, having all these guys knocking on your door, like, can I have sex with you? And it's like, yes, please. Yeah, it's great fun. I know a lot of people wouldn't be able to remotely understand why I choose to do what I do. But I can't think of anything else I'd rather do. Seriously.
I left Sophie and travelled back to London. I was going to meet a woman who lived just a mile away from where I grew up. At up to £250 an hour, she would be the most expensive and oldest escort I'd meet.
Come in.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Come in if you like. Yeah, this is my office.
This is your office?
Yes.
84-year-old Sheila is a great-grandmother who has entertained clients as young as 20.
Men, especially young men, see something about. I don't know. Maybe you do as well.
I think you're very attractive.
Yeah. They see something about me that.
That must be a very nice feeling.
Which is a nice feeling. Often men call me up and they say to me, "Oh, will you please go on talking because you're turning me on and I'm having such a wank while I'm talking to you." I know, I'm very, very sexy. Well,
Sheila's only been escorting for the past 4 years, having been happily married twice and outlived both of her husbands.
do you want tea or coffee?
I'll have tea if that's all right.
Well, I hope you'd say coffee.
Oh, I can have coffee.
Easier.
Oh, I'll have coffee, that's fine.
For the past few months, Sheila's rarely left her flat. She's been recovering from major surgery.
So how long is it since your operation?
8 weeks. It's something to do with my intestines, and I had 33 centimetres of intestines actually taken out of me.
Have you been able to get back to work yet?
Well, I have to tell you, I had one client.
Really?
Yes, he's such a nice guy. He absolutely adores me. So he came and we went to bed, and it was so nice.
Gosh, I would have thought you might be a bit too under the weather for that.
Well, I didn't seem to be.
Despite the operation, Sheila's hoping she can get well enough to get back to work full time.
It's all in such a mess because I can't tidy anything up much. You see, this is the bathroom. It's got the thing around the toilet seat. But sometimes they come in here and I plonk them in the bath. And that's what they call water sports.
What, having a bath?
And then I stand on top of them
Oh, right.
and let them have the golden flow.
I'd met 3 grandmothers who all sold sex for a living, but I wanted to know what it was like for the men who visited them. I went back to Beverly's house to find out what happens when they go upstairs.
Come in. Mind your head.
How does it normally work?
Usually I introduce them into the room. Make sure they're in.
They normally nervous? Are they?
Sometimes, yeah. You have to sort of look and make sure that they're okay, and not shaking in the boots or whatever. And then I'd say, right, okay, you okay? And you'll say,
Yeah, I'm okay.
you're okay, right, okay. And then I usually say, what service you're having? So then I would take your money, you know, whatever you, however long you wanted, half hour or whatever.
How much does it cost?
50's half an hour, 90's for the hour. So go in here. Switch my little machine on. Make sure the money's all right.
Oh, show me that.
And usually put that somewhere safe. Then I'd go downstairs and make a cup of tea.
Do they ask for a cup of tea?
Yeah, makes them nice and relaxed. Some clients have a biscuit or just have a cake, whatever, you know.
Jaffa cake, yeah.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind at this point normally?
Making sure they haven't got anything like, it sounds horrible, doesn't it? Make sure they haven't got anything wrong like warts or scabies or nits in their hair or anything like that.
Is it not scary having someone in your house that you might not have ever met before?
Yeah, it is, you know, but then at the end of the day, they're without their clothes on, they're usually the vulnerable ones. I used to have a guy that used to come in and I used to have to save up the condoms over a couple of weeks. And he would come in at the end of the 2 weeks and he'd get the condoms out the fridge, which I used to have in the fridge, put it on a tray with a glass, a pair of scissors, and then he'd go in the room and then he would cut the condoms and put what was ever in the condoms in the glass, and I had to wee in the glass, and he would drink that. He would leave 3 condoms, which he would cut and then put on my boobs, and then he would sit in front of the bed with his legs up in the air, so he's got all these dangly bits hanging down, and he would literally wank himself off and come in his mouth. But, you know, that's more of the, I don't know, bit of a specialised service, if you like.
Two months ago, Sheila underwent major surgery, and at 84, she's still struggling to recover. She's determined to get back to full health so she can meet her clients in expensive London hotels.
5. Maybe I'm not having full sex at the moment, but I think gradually I will get back to it. One day I sat down and I wrote this out, and I said, why did I do it, what I was doing? And I wrote down satisfaction, loving sex, support, meaning financial support, love to make a man happy and content.
Which one of those is the most important?
If you want the honest truth, the one reason I do it is because I love sex. I love sex. Even thinking about it makes me feel better.
Before her operation, Sheila was seeing up to 10 clients a week. Now she's having to turn down a string of men chasing her for bookings.
I just want to... Hang on. Oh yeah, look at this. Only take 5, please. Been thinking about you sucking me all day. Look.
How's my sexy young girl doing this week?
He's an accountant. I've got a guy chasing me at the moment. I said to him, told him what happened. He said, look, just come. Oh, can I say this to you?
Yeah?
All I want you to do is lick my cock, and if you let me come in your mouth, he said, I'll pay you £250 just for coming in your mouth. So I said, all right.
Sheila's life as an escort hasn't been without its costs. 3 years ago, what seemed like a normal booking would turn her life upside down.
I was going to a job down the road here to a hotel, got paid, and I was stitched up by the news of the world. They found out.
Why were the News of the World interested in you?
Because I have a granddaughter, and she was in the X Factor.
Sheila has 3 daughters, 3 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren.
Did anyone in your family know before that?
No.
And what happened as a result of the article?
Well, what happened as a result of it was that you'd think I had committed a murder. They couldn't believe that I would do something like that. I said, what do you think I've done? But then I don't know. You know, everyone thinks about things differently. I tried very hard to patch it up, but then I got to the point where they wanted a promise that I'd never ever do it again. I said, tell them to stuff it up there.
Hello? Okay, how long would the booking be for? Oh, I'm with the hour, yes. Okay, so what would you like to know? I am very naughty. Yeah, I do have a pair of boobies you can suck on. Okay, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you, bye. Have a good day. Bye.
Another booking?
I think it was a potential wanking fodder. Yes.
Sophie has been working as an escort from her new house in the country for the past 6 months.
Does someone ever turn up and you think, oh, I don't want to have sex with you?
I've never ever turned anybody away. I wouldn't do that, because in everybody you can find something to like about people. There's always something to like. So I'm going to eat with this on there.
By the time I'd arrived that morning, Sophie had already seen 2 clients, a businessman from Sweden in his 30s and another man in his 80s.
So what do you normally do in between clients?
I don't normally have much time, to be honest.
Are you that busy?
I'm that busy. I freshen up, obviously, and have a shower in between clients.
Are there any days that you don't work?
No. Hi. Yes, 4 o'clock will be fine. Okay, super. All right, thank you. Yeah, bye.
Shall we disappear?
Yes, please.
Sophie's new life seemed to revolve almost entirely around sex. But I wondered what kind of life she used to have.
Right, where would I begin? It was me when I was about 19.
Describe for me your life before you found escorting.
Did I actually really have one beforehand? Well, I used to work 6.5 days a week. I used to work really hard, but never really had time for my own private life. Oh, my wedding. Ha!
How did marriage go?
I'd much rather not be married.
How long did it last?
18 months, 2 years. Yeah, well, I didn't really have that many boyfriends when I was bringing up my children after my divorce, because I didn't feel really it was right for them to have many people in their lives coming or going. But it all changed when my son was 18th birthday, because I realised I wanted my life back. I said to him, "Happy birthday. My parental responsibility has ended." We're stuck together, says how often I look at them.
Do you see your children much now?
As often as I want to. I am a grandmother now as well, so but I quite happily just live my life without much involvement. We all move on. Right, so that's part of my life. Doesn't happen anymore. I just moved on and created another one.
I'd spent the last few months getting to know 3 mature escorts, but none of their clients would speak to me. So I went online, where there were communities of men discussing their exploits. The taboo around the subject prevented many from revealing their identities, but one punter was prepared to meet as long as we disguised his appearance. He was a travelling salesman who had paid for sex with older women over 1,000 times.
I'd quite happily express myself as an expert in mature ladies. Their confidence, they know their bodies. It's almost, for me, a bit perverse, like women of that age shouldn't be doing this. That's different, isn't it? They're batting outside what is kind of expected of a grown-up lady, and that's naughty. If I compare the experience with a mature lady with that of a younger girl, it's a contractual interaction, but there feels more value to it and more depth to it. And it isn't just wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. There's more around it.
How does it make you feel?
Elated, excited, probably as good as high as I could get. One of the things I'm very keen on is that the lady enjoys herself. A mature lady will provide you with the feelings that you're important. You're the one. Whilst at the same time, clearly enjoying it themselves. Now, yeah, you can fake orgasms, but I don't mind, so long as they convince me that they're enjoying themselves. You're looking at a romantic, that's what I am. This is one of the things I am, and I know I am.
Shortly after this encounter, I was contacted by another punter who was keen to show me the planning and protocol involved in his visits to mature escorts.
Most punters will have something called a punter's bag. Not everyone has the same one, and not everyone has the same things that are inside it. Just show a few things that might be in here. Bag of tissues, face cloth, bit of cream. Very, very good for groping. So a heat pack. You can apply a bit of heat to a specific part of the body. Most mature women have got a niggle somewhere on their body from walking their dog or just general wear and tear. This is an A to Z. Bag of wet wipes, wiping things up. There is a lot of people who are just awkward or not very outgoing, and I think I fall into that sort of broad range of people. And I think it's great that you can go and see a mature working girl and she will make you, for that 1 hour, feel great. You can't knock it.
On average, he visits mature escorts once a month.
It's not cheap. It's a bit like Christmas. You've got to save up for it.
With the festive season approaching, he was already planning his next encounter.
So this is something I've got in mind for Christmas. Just a pair of red boxer shorts with a bit of a seasonal touch on the top right corner there. A couple of Christmas hats with the flashing lights on. On the other side of the stocking, the words Santa, I've been very, very good.
If you found yourself suddenly dating someone and in a relationship, would you continue to see escorts?
No. No, if there was some anticipation, a date to look forward to, then no, I couldn't really see the value of it. But because you know you can satisfy your masculine needs for some loving and you get made to feel special for an hour, it is possible that you don't put as much effort. I'm more certain, actually, it's definite that you don't put effort into finding relationships in the normal sense of phrase, you know, dating, girlfriends, because you know that there are places you can go and have some sexy fun.
Beverly was the one woman I'd met who'd never felt she had to hide what she did. She'd taken the day off to go Christmas shopping for her grandchildren. What's work like over Christmas?
Christmas Eve is usually quite busy. Really? I do get people ask for Christmas Day, but then because there's lots of people out and they're on their own.
Do you ever bump into any of your clients when you're out and about?
Yeah, sometimes I do, yeah.
What's that like?
Well, I usually sort of look at them as I obviously acknowledge them, but if they're with somebody, it's a bit difficult, isn't it? You know, it's not fair. So I just usually walk past.
Do you get cards or presents from your clients?
Yeah, get cards, get flowers, get perfume. It's very nice. Albeit it may not be the one I like, but it's just the thought that counts, isn't it? Be nice if I had a fiancé. I haven't even got one of them. I haven't even got one of them.
Beverly's been an escort for the past 25 years.
If you're going to ask the question, is it because I had a rotten childhood and that's why you're doing it, or there's drugs, drink involved? No, it wasn't. It's nothing like that. Oh, look, little socks, look.
So why is it?
What? Why do I? Well, because my ex-husband left me penniless. He was a gambler, unfortunately, so we literally had nothing. We were living on like bread and jam, and it was just, it's not a sob story, it was true. And I just saw an advert in the paper which said escorts wanted, and I rang them up. And I expected to be going out on a escort, like for lunch, in my mind. And it wasn't. He said, right, we're going to do the rounds. And I went, the rounds? What's the rounds in? My first Christmas. Oh, bless. So we obviously went to this client and had to do something, had sex and things like that. I think I'd done about 8 or 9 that day.
Different men?
Different men. And when I got home, my son ran me a bath, and that's when I got upset, because I thought, oh my God, what have I done, you know. But then I looked at the money and I thought, well, at least we'll be able to eat tomorrow night. And then once I got over the first day, I was fine. I just worked and worked and worked and worked and worked. It was, you know, just a job at the end of the day.
Sheila invited me back to her flat. She had something she wanted to show me.
Let me put it on.
Before her operation, a client had asked if he could film her as they had sex, and Sheila had agreed.
I'm not very good at working these videos, I've got to tell you.
She wanted me to see just how popular she was with her clients.
Now, it should play, shouldn't it? There you are. Look at it. Yeah, it made makes me feel proud that that at the age I am, that I preserve my body so well. And men love it. It's lovely to still be sexy at my age. I mean, look at this.
Does it get ruder?
I think you'll see him going inside me.
Is the sex for you, Sheila, is it about being turned on for you, or is it just about having company?
I think it's both. Look, see what he's doing now. Look. Oh, that's nice. Not hiding his wedding ring.
Don't you feel bad that he's married like that?
Not particularly, no.
If you had to summarise your thoughts about sex...
It doesn't just begin and end all with sex. There's also companionship. I've been on my own now for the last 8-9 years. And I do get lonely, and I like the companionship of a gentleman. Whatever may come with it, okay, fine. But it is the companionship of being with somebody. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
You see, I really have no inhibitions.
A few days before Christmas, Sheila turned 85.
I really don't feel any different. I still feel young. And I think it's lovely to be 85.
After her exposure in the press, the only one of her children Sheila is still on good terms with is her eldest daughter, Josie, who still makes regular visits.
That must be difficult as her daughter.
Well, it is difficult. It's difficult because, look, if I told her not to do it, she'd still do it, but she just wouldn't tell me. So I always say, Mummy tells you what you want to know, don't you? Well, you'd still do it anyway. Yeah?
No, I tell you everything.
Yeah, nearly everything. So if she goes off to a hotel, I make her ring me first and afterwards. And there are some nutcases around.
Yeah.
So Sheila, do you think you'll ever stop?
Not voluntary.
No, I don't think so.
You wouldn't stop because you wouldn't be happy. Can you imagine you just sitting here day after day?
Day after day.
Nothing?
No, I wouldn't.
It seemed a cruel irony that Sheila's reasons for escorting, her quest for companionship after the loss of 2 husbands, had ultimately resulted in the loss of almost her entire family.
Happy birthday to me. Oh. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me.
Beverly started the new year in more demand than ever. She asked me over for lunch, but once again I found myself waiting in her kitchen as she saw a client upstairs. How old was he?
How old is he? I'm sure he's about 46, something like that, maybe 46, 47. Not that old. He was like big and muscly, you know, which is quite nice. And you always think, oh, are they going to be all right? Are they going to be all right? But gentle giant, I call him. A gentle giant.
What was he after?
He just had lots of massage and touching and things like that. And a hand job. He came last week. You never know whether you're going to see him again, but he did, and I thought, oh, that's quite nice. Yes. I'm getting too old for this game.
Are you?
I don't know, am I?
Right.
In the 25 years she's been escorting, Beverly's been to bed with thousands of men, but she's not had a single boyfriend.
Right. Oh, look, it's Valentine's Day soon. Don't forget me on Valentine's Day. That's yours, is that? No, go on.
When was the last time you went on a date?
When was the last time I went on a date? Oh,
I would like this size for you to take.
actually, a couple of weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah. Went to a
Yes,
smashing
250
place.
for
Yeah, it was good.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah, it was quite nice actually. Wasn't a real day though.
£7. Thank you, dear.
You alright?
Yeah.
Feeling good today?
Always good.
Always good.
Always good.
The new year had provoked Beverly to think about her future.
I am a woman. Yes, I know I'm a woman. Oh, a woman seeking a man. Oh, okay. Or is it a woman seeking a woman? Nah. Yeah, New Year's resolution. To try and sort, you're only here once, really, aren't you? You know, you've got to sort yourself out, really. And can't be doing what I'm doing the rest of my life, I don't think. Your body type. Oh, curvy. Curvy, yeah.
What are you looking for?
What am I looking for? I don't know, an honest guy, reliable. It's just someone for me who would look after me. So they sort of,
And appreciate you
yeah,
without the sex bit.
yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice, yeah. Wake up with someone you can cuddle, you know. Your occupation.
There's not an escort box.
No.
Do you think about what you'd say if they asked you what your job is?
I think I'll try and avoid it as much as I can. Basically, it wouldn't. It's not really up. It wouldn't be really their business to start off with. Not really.
But you'd want to tell them ultimately.
Yeah. Because I'm a bit truthful like that. So it's, It's got other profession. Or I should just put retired. I'll put retired.
Chair to do it.
5 months after her operation, Sheila was feeling well enough to venture out of her flat.
How are you feeling today, Sheila?
Fine.
They're not the shoes of an 85-year-old.
No. They're Pumas and they're from Los Angeles.
It's a significant milestone, as Sheila's hoping to be able to go out to hotels on her own to see clients.
Yeah, I might need an arm to hold on.
Is it nice to be out?
I'm so worried about tripping up.
Yeah, we'll go slow.
Okay. Just here for a minute.
Just here in the sun?
Yeah. Oh,
Sit there so you don't get a cold bum.
aren't you sweet? Oh. Yeah. Bit tired.
When we got back to the flat, Sheila told me she'd taken a booking for the following week.
Feeling like you do,
Yeah.
you can't see that many men. You can't work as much, can you?
Just let me think a minute.
Yeah, I will.
It's not easy, but I'm not quite ready to stop yet.
Are you not?
No. No, I think maybe if there is somebody up there, there must be somebody up there that's looking over me and looking after me and says, you know, I've got a bit longer to go yet. At the age of 85.
It's all right. You just rest for a minute.
Both Sheila and Beverly had reached a point in their lives where their age had prompted them to consider their future. I wondered what Sophie thought about her life ahead and went to pay her a final visit.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well.
Nice to see you again.
It's lovely to see you again. Would you like a cup of tea?
Yeah,
Please
welcome.
react to your credential and leave the handle to securely lock.
How have you been?
Very busy. Thank goodness. I like to be busy.
Is business good?
Yes, excellent.
Do you always make tea in your high heels?
I do when I'm expecting a client, yes.
And you are expecting a client?
I am, yes. In about half an hour's time.
Despite being as busy as ever, Sophie had decided to make one small change.
Because my whole life is just sex, I have decided to take Sundays off now. I need to keep a toe in normal waters. I mean, if somebody sort of said to me, you know, what do you think CBT is? I'll come out with it's cock and ball torture. When in actual fact, in the normal world, it's cognitive behaviour therapy. So I need to re-educate my mind to go back to...
What and why?
Things
Why
like
do you
that.
need to go back?
Because obviously I live a very strange life. I haven't got my glasses. Can you read it, please?
Will you have your short skirt, stocking suspenders, high boots and no knickers on when I get there?
Of course.
Is that your next client?
Yes.
Do you not like someone who emotionally liked you rather than just physically?
No.
Why not?
I've been there, done it, got the t-shirt, didn't like it. I have emotional things with my clients. You know, I will have a boyfriend for an hour. I will have a lover for an hour. And that's it, gone.
That's enough.
That's enough. Yeah, no dirty socks to wash.
You're happy on your own?
I am, yeah. Yeah.
And you never get lonely?
No. No, if I get lonely, I'll cuddle my dog.
Sophie had distanced herself from her family to become an escort, so I was surprised to find she'd been sent a Mother's Day card from her son.
Do you think you made the right decision to cut yourself off?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, that's a difficult one. That is one I can't really... Yeah.
Would you like to have more contact with them?
I do have 2 grandchildren. Obviously, I would like to have contact with them, but I just lead a very strange life, which I really enjoy doing. You know, what I do, some people class, a lot of people actually would class it as immoral, but you know, I really love it. And why shouldn't I be able to do what I want to do?
yeah, if people can't accept it, it's just one of those things. Hello? Okay, that's brilliant. Yeah, okay. Looking forward to seeing you. Bye. Huh. He's turned up. I've got to go and have a quick shower.
Should I go?
Yes, please.